Wonderful. Sweet. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to, so sorry, oh my God. Welcome to welcome to part 3 of Emo Night's discussion around racism in the punk and alternative scene. My name is Courtney Coles, and I'm a photographer and co-founder of Two to Front, which is a collective / traveling art show for women and non-binary artists in the music scene. Joining me on this call today is, again, dear God, it's Sophie K, Jerrod La Rue. Meet me at the altar, Jason Aalon, and Jay Webster. Hey, everyone.
Hey, hi.
What's up, y'all?
Sorry, I'm coughing. It's my allergies, and also, like, I just lit a candle, so that's probably what's happening.
Hey, you gotta get some water in the system. Hydrate.
You're right. So before I start the conversation, I want everyone to introduce themselves and let the chat know their, what they do in music.
We should start.
Meet me at the altar, I guess. Like, who are you guys? What are you? What's happening?
Woo! Hey! Go ahead!
Talk your shit.
Yeah.
My name's Ada Juarez. I'm the drummer for Meet Me at the Altar.
I'm Edith. I'm the vocalist. And I'm Taya, and I play guitar.
Jay.
Oh snap, it's on me. Okay. My bad. I'm Jay. I write music and I sing in Unity TX, and I also host Emo Night in Texas, and I have a solo project. I go by Shaolin G, but I just do all kinds of creative stuff, and whatever. Get to know me.
Sophie.
Hey, I'm Sophie. I'm a radio and television presenter here in the UK, but I've done stuff in the US as well for like AP and Loudwire and bits and bobs like that. And I'm feeling very English right now. Feeling really aware of my accent.
You're the dynamic this chat needs.
Absolutely.
It's okay. I'm from the Valley, so the Valley comes out. So I'm very happy someone else has an accent on this chat. It's not just me. It's not just me. Jerrod.
I don't do anything in music. I'm a photographer. I work with plants. I do interior landscaping, and I model. But I am a ex-hardcore kid, and I smosh real hard. So if you guys need me here. But yeah, I don't do anything music-wise. I'm really bad at that. But again, I mosh real hard. So
that still counts.
That's all we need.
And Jason.
My name is Jason Aalon Butler. I'm in a band currently called Fever 333. I also run and I'm a part of a collective known as 333 Records Crew, where we primarily focus on uplifting and empowering, POC, women-oriented, as well as, fringe and outlier bands that we think, and artists that we think deserve the spotlight and need to be offered representation. So that's the gist.
Sick. Love that. All right, guys. So how is everyone today? Before I, again, jump into this, how's everyone doing?
We're great.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
I have never felt better.
There you go. Before this, for everybody watching, or before this, we had our own little chat, and that shit got me energy. My energy's right. My energy's right, boy.
Yeah, I felt good.
Wonderful.
Cool,
I'm really glad I didn't wear my Fever t-shirt. That would have been really
I was about to wear my Sophie K t-shirt, so that would have been weird. It happened. Just a photo like this. So.
All right, how did everyone find themselves to the punk and alternative scene? Like, what was your first intro to this world? Whoever wants to start first.
I'll go first, I guess. For me, I grew up in Palmdale, and I don't know exactly how I stumbled into it. I think like with a little bit of like anime edits, there was like that YouTube era of everything, where it just had like System of a Down, Disturbed, all that shit. So I think that's definitely my gateway, was like watching the little like anime edits of like that stuff. And then in like 7th, 8th grade for me, I kind of started to like find friends that were into like metal and shit like that. And where I'm from, there was a lot of like local hardcore shows, metalcore shows, punk shows. So that's kind of how I fell into it.
Oh, yeah.
Fire. Yeah, I kind of got into like the whole like scene and everything like mad late. Like whenever I was like a kid, my mom like got me into like stuff like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like it didn't stick, you know. But as I like, you know, started to grow, I like discovered Linkin Park and like Limp Bizkit and System of a Down and everything in like 2000. I was like in like 3rd grade and never really did much with it, but you know, I was like just, you know, just another black kid, you know, just shown some cool music or whatever. You know, my family couldn't afford any instruments or anything, so you know, I had to do what I had to do, you know, to be able to, you know, get to where I could get my hands on an instrument. So it's like, you know, like a lot of friends helped me out and stuff. And you know, I didn't really join a band until like way later in my life. Like I think I was like 18 in high school, and my friends was like, "Yo, you want to start like a Christian metalcore band or whatever?" Just like I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be the vocalist," even though I was like a guitarist or whatever. But like, you know, like I just kind of like followed through, and you know, I don't know. I feel like I got into the scene like super late, but it was good for me because like I was like already just kind of like ready to accept anything that was thrown at me. I got my ass beat, you know. I was, you know, told that, you know, my band wasn't like that good or whatever, even though we never even played shows. Like, you know, it's kind of weird, like weird. But you know how it is, bro. Like, I don't know. I came from the mud, so you know, it's just kind of crazy to, you know, have said that I'm, you know, worked my way up to here.
Honestly, for me, like deadass, it might have been camp rock that got me into like rock music. Because I was 8 years old watching that shit. I was like, yeah, this rock. And then like started getting into like Paramore, Cartel, Hit the Lights, those kind of bands, and fell in love with it.
Right. I come from a family of musicians, so I was always surrounded by music. Every single type of music was being played in my house. And then started singing. I never shut up, ever. And then once I started getting older, I was able to like create and find the music I liked, not the music my parents were playing. And I found like Sleeping with Sirens or Bring the Horizon and Pierce the Veil. And then somehow it just never stopped. And then I got into pop punk and fell in love. Paramore. Yeah.
And then for me, my dad was always playing music in the house. So at first I was listening to like Pink Floyd all the time and Rolling Stones. And then he showed me Linkin Park when I was 8. And I was like, this is what I want to listen to for the rest of my life. And that drew me towards punk. And then I got into pop punk. And now I just listen to absolutely everything. But that's the main ones for me.
And like Taya said, like, yeah, like all those movies, like for me it was Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday. I was like, I'm going to be, I know, I'm going to be in an all-girl band. I have to. I was obsessed. I was like, this is the best thing in the whole entire world.
Sophie K.
Oh, is it just me there? Sorry. So I probably got into it. I was going through quite a tough time in life, and My Chemical Romance just spoke to me. So I got into that, and then I went down a dark path and ended up into bands like Nile and things like that, and then kind of came back the middle way again. But yeah, I used to go to, when I first got into it, I used to go to bars and things with my friends, because I couldn't really make friends in the rock scene because I didn't look like the other kids around. So I used to bring my really trendy friends with their little Diamante handbags or whatever, going to these rock clubs, and they were just there going, what the hell is this? This is it. So yeah, that's my story.
I love that. I love hearing everybody's path and entry into it, right? It's quite unique, but then you find, I think the common thing is like, we all are like, yeah, and like, we didn't look like this or didn't have that until we found this thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a really unique, I just want to speak on that real quick. I think it's really unique. And I think that's a link that we all have. And you could look at another person of color in this scene and be like, you already know. Like, you know how I got here, or how, you know, how they tried not to let me in here. So first and foremost, that's beautiful. Anybody that ever, for that little part of you back then that felt weird about it, we here now, motherfucker. We here now. And I think that's so amazing. So, that shit is incredible. For me, and also hearing the Mimi at the Altar was talking about movies. For me, my pops, actually, like, he was in bands growing up while I was growing up, and he actually tried to kind of keep me away from being in a band because the industry did him super dirty, which actually informed a lot of the way that I operate in this industry now. But I was watching Back to the Future straight up, and I saw Marty McFly at the Enchantment of the Sea dance playing, and then he played Chuck Berry, and then I saw that Marvin Berry was a brother who called, you know what I'm saying, he was a black person playing rock music. I was like, what? Like, this is crazy. And then I asked my dad, and he was like, oh yeah, no, we started this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like very, 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 he had no problem with saying we started it. And he went and he got an amp, like a little practice amp, and turned the gain up and started playing the guitar. And I never heard a guitar sound like that. And that was me at, like, for real, like, like 6 years old or something, 7 years old. And after that, I started skateboarding, and it opened up the world for me. I was watching these skate videos, and they had, you know what I'm saying? They would have like Tribe Called Quest, and then they'd have Circle Jerks, you know what I'm saying? Then they'd have Slayer, like, all in one video. And skateboarding for me was the nucleus of all of it for me. And then that got me into punk rock, and then I just started playing music at some point.
Real talk, bro.
I love all of that.
Tony Hawk's like soundtrack alone could probably say a lot of people in the music.
Hell yeah.
All right. The big thing I really want to talk about today has been something that's been on my heart for the last maybe 5 or 6 months, only because this is how Emo Night's discussion started. It was, you know, after the George Floyd murder, and how the entire world erupted, and how, as traumatizing as it was, it did bring a lot of us together to kind of, like, you know, how can I find another person like me to, like, go through this, you know, the motions of the day to day. And I know for me personally, with art and stuff, I have been very reserved, which is so unlike me. I'm not a reserved person, but having all eyes on me all at once after, you know, everyone's influx of trying to find a Black artist to fill in the blank for whatever roster they have, I felt very kind of on edge and like too seen. And so I've pulled back a little bit from the internet and just sharing my art and all that. And I was wondering if anyone else on this call has felt that same kind of like, holy shit, there are so many eyes on me all at once, but also this feels good, but it feels kind of, I don't know how to take this.
We definitely, like, that's what we struggled with throughout this whole, like, process, because we, are 6 times bigger than before, like, the protests and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it felt really good for everyone to suddenly be looking to support Black art, but it's like, is it kind of backhanded?
It's like it's very, it's definitely backhanded and definitely because it's at the same time, it's like, well,
why weren't you looking before?
Why wasn't this on your mind before? We've been dealing with this forever, for eternity, and it was really weird because a lot of people say we only got signed because we're Black, because of the surge for Black art that people are like,
you know, we're fucking dope.
I'm the fuck on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. They're like, oh, the only reason Meet Me at the Altar got signed and is blowing up right now is because of the George Floyd murder and because people are looking for Black art.
You know what, though? Honestly, 2 things about that. First and foremost, like, to those people and to everybody that came along at the time, my first question is, where are you now? And I don't mean like, are you bumping my shit? I'm talking about, where are you now? What have you done other than say you listened to my band to actually remedy the thing you know is wrong? And that speaks to when George Floyd happened, you know what I'm saying? Even if they're coming here because of that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should be here because of that. That's the last thing that should happen. But if you aren't here because of it, you really are willfully ignorant. You're willfully ignorant. You really want to pretend like this ain't happening. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to reconcile with it too, because obviously for me, my whole career has been based on this like idea of creating a space for people like, that look and feel like myself because I had such a difficult time in this space. And I also had a difficult time where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Being like alternative in the hood was not like, you know what I'm saying? I had to catch a few ass whoopings just to get to the show. This is just to get to the bus to get to the show. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a very vicious process that we go through just to put the music in front of you. And then you want to take away from us the fact that we did it? That's racism on a whole other spectrum. That's the racism that does. Look, I'm gonna jump right into it. That's the racism we're talking about. That's the shit we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about.
Bro, it like it hurts, but I feel that blood flowing. So it's facts though, bro. Because like I can definitely say that throughout all these years and everything, like I went to go promote this panel and everything on Reddit, and like those kids, kind of like just basically was like, are you sure that there's like like racism or anything like that in like the industry? It's like, I mean, like, it's not that I'm saying that there's racism in the industry. I'm just saying that we just need more representation. There's a lot of talented people of color artists that are coming out there, still been out, still doing their thing, for years and everything. And it was backhanded as fuck for us to get exposure only in June, July. Fucking shout out AP, you wanna just only show light whenever one of us dies or whatever. But like whenever we do good, we had Black History Month. Ain't nobody say a goddamn thing. Ain't nobody giving a damn fucks about us on Black History Month. So it's like, it's just mad backhanded. And I'm glad that we got this platform to speak on because, it's real shitty. It's just real shitty to know that you're only important for a trending period of time instead of just, the longevity of how long you've been crushing it in this industry. Or for however long you've been doing it, for however long you have. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, I don't really ever feel too bad about people not acknowledging all the stuff that I've done. But I'm like, a lot of this shit probably wouldn't have existed if someone like me didn't push the boundaries to keep, bringing new things to the table. It got stale over the years. We bring something new to the table, do we not?
Absolutely. And it's a result. It's a necessity at times, right? Like if we really want to go chronologically, we can do that. We can talk about slavery. We can talk about chain gangs. We can talk about the blues. We could talk about rock music. We could talk about metal music. We could talk about punk music. We could talk about the chronology of that and go all the way back and look at the first person and what they look like and why they did it. And it comes back to people of color. And let's even go even further and let's talk about the women in rock and roll music that didn't get the shine that they deserve. The women in country music that look like y'all, that didn't get the shine they deserve, that started it, that innovated it, that reshaped it. Let's talk about it. And then when we talk about it, don't look at us sideways like we crazy, like we trying to self-aggrandize. We just talking about the truth. And I think that once we become okay with being actually objective about Black excellence, I'm talking about objectivity. When you talk objectively about Black excellence, we ain't here to, we are a gracious culture. We really are a gracious culture. Y'all be taking the dances. Y'all take the looks. Y'all take the shoes. Y'all take the music. You know what I'm saying? And we still out here just being like, yo, can we get a seat? Can we just sit here and kick it?
True.
You gonna tell me that you
the one
can
thing
say
I
the
will
N-word.
say, the worst mistake anybody did trying to give me an opportunity because I'm Black, trying to fill a quota, that was a mistake. Because as soon as you open the door a little bit, I'm going to swing it all the way open. Yep. And that's what I did in the UK. And so I think if people want to say that I got opportunities because of my skin color, and trust me, they did. But it's like, okay, now I've made it onto the biggest radio station in the UK. Now I've made it onto the only rock station. Now I've got my first own show. Now I'm the first Black presenter here. You can't tell me about race anymore. It's now about my skill. And so, and like, that's why I love writing for Kerrang magazine, because I've written about Nova Twins, who Jason signed. I wrote about Meet Me at the Altar in the last magazine, and I wrote about Unity TX. And do you know what? That is what happens when you let one of us in. I'm going to open the door for everybody else as well. And that is just the way it is. So fine. If you want to let me in because I have a vagina and my skin's a bit darker than yours, fine. But know that when I get in there, it's now my space.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of us
It's
get
our
put on,
space.
we all coming along.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Like on
And
the
that's
realest
okay too.
shit.
We
Yeah.
don't let everybody. This is the thing, like I said, and I'm not saying again, this isn't self-aggrandizing. This isn't arrogance. This isn't like I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is like this is a gracious culture. We actually want to share with more people. We are just asking to be included so we can include everybody else. That's
We
it.
have to do it ourselves because no one else will do it for us.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And that's okay. That's okay. We are the original DIY. Okay? We are the original DIY. You want to talk about entrepreneurship? You want to talk about how slaves literally got yard birds and made fried chicken and then made businesses off of selling that shit because they made it better than anyone else? You really want to go there? We could go there. I'll talk all day about how Black culture has affected this world in a positive manner, in a cultural manner that has shifted things, that has changed things, that have made things more attractive. I'll talk all day, but let me tell you, everything I say is objective. I'm not just saying it because I come from the culture, because my family looks this way, because my friends look this way. I'm talking about it because I've experienced it, I've lived it, and I've studied it. This is just objective. So now that we're here, when people feel, I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm sure the chat's going crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, the thing is this.
No, they being chill.
Okay, I fuck with y'all too then. It's like, when we talk, you got to understand. And let me say some real shit. Let me drop something on everybody in the chat right now. Look, when we talk about Blackness and you feel some type of way, you feel anxious, you feel challenged, you feel confronted, that is because systemically and constructively, they have put things together to make you feel as though that is an attack on you. Therefore, so you can push against it so we do not excel. There is policy, there is law, and there is historical evidence of this that we find today, residual vestige today that we find. And we see it. And us being in this scene where we are the minority we are a few Black dots in a very white scene for the most part, you know what I'm saying? And even, again, let me talk about the intersection, you know, POC women, you know what I'm saying? LGBTQ, trans people in this scene, you know, even more, a smaller minority. When we are surrounded by that, all we need and all we ask for is some type of representation so that we can feel that we belong. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. Everybody need to, you know, have a part, you know, at the table, you know, and it kind of feels very hollow, you know, within to know that, like, you know, you can crush it and do whatever you want and stuff, but then like people just don't care. Or, you know, in my instance, you know, if you've listened to like my most recent record, Mad Boy, you know, I saw comments where kids was like, I didn't want to listen to it because I didn't like the album art. And it's like, oh, it's just
that shit was fire, by the way. That album was that art was fire.
Thank you.
Yeah,
bro.
the art,
I appreciate
the art's
it.
actually really good.
Thank y'all. Yeah, bro. It was like it wouldn't even break me down or nothing like that. It was like, bro, that's some hoe shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know, bro. It is what it is. I'm here to do what I do in this scene and stuff. And the way that I present myself is gonna be me and only me. You know, I'm not gonna represent anybody else. So, you know, it's either take it or leave it. I don't really need to hear that negative shit, you know.
Facts. And don't feel challenged by it. Like, people should not feel challenged by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are only here, truly, we're only here to try to represent ourselves and in a moment like this, you know what I'm saying, our culture. And we're not here to admonish, condemn, or damage anybody else. That's not what we're here to. We're literally just trying to get by. And when we dap each other up, when we loud, when we doing things that culturally our language is shared between us, don't feel offended. You know what I'm saying? Allow us to thrive in the only way we've ever been allowed to, which is culturally, which is within our culture. Allow us to do that. And trust me, we are okay to allow other people to enjoy it with us. Just don't take it from us. Come sit at the table, feast with us, bring something to, you know what I'm saying? You can bring your bologna and mayo sandwich. I'm good to bring it. You can bring it, but don't take from us, don't take from us all we've ever been given. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that from us. Allow us to enjoy this the way we enjoy it and find that we also belong here, specifically speaking about this thing.
We felt that so much because being like a small band and trying to play shows and stuff in the scenes, we pretty much only played shows that we put on ourselves because no one would let us be on the bill. No one would give us the spot to play for bigger shows.
Yeah.
We literally had to do everything ourselves. And even when we would try to make friends with bands and be like, hey, you want to like play the show with us? We were always met with like,
right.
No.
There's so many, like the things people say to us, even whenever the few times we did get to open for bigger bands, like the thing, like we've been told to like, some guy in a band were like, this is a green room, are you supposed to be in here? It's like,
like, yeah, we're a band.
Yeah.
We're literally playing this show today.
I'm like, why would we be in here? How would we get in here in the first place? And we've been told to like get out of the venue because doors weren't open yet. Like
bitch, we're here for sound check.
right? Like, how do we get in?
Holding your instrument. Like, with a tour laminate. Like,
like just like white men telling us, like telling Ada, oh, you're a girl and you play better than me. It's like
no shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy. But that's experience. Again, let me say this one more time. That's our shared experience. Look, this is what it's always been, y'all. Let's just keep it 100 for us, if nothing else. We've always found a sense of emotional solidarity with people that look like us when we walk down the street, especially at a show, right? You see somebody in an area where you are the minority and you see someone and you be like, what's up? You don't even have to know them. You know they know. And you know what? We found a way to almost celebrate our own struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to keep going. And I think that's a beautiful and particularly unique thing about Black culture, and more specifically Black culture in rock music. We are able to create a space for us that is so unique, that is so powerful, that is so strong because it was based off something so tragic. That's beautiful. And to y'all, you know what I'm saying, to the ladies right now, meet me at the altar for real. I can't even begin to understand what it would be like to be at that intersection playing music, knowing what I had to deal with, people being like, sometimes like dissing me for being Latin, which I'm not, dissing me for being, you know what I'm saying, dissing me for being Middle Eastern, which I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like even just with being ambiguous in this scene, but then directly coming as a woman of color, like, I don't know, I just a lot of respect and love. I reached out to y'all. I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat too. I reached out to y'all when I saw the signing because I've been watching you, and then my homie signed y'all, and I just wanted to let you know that I see you, and I hope that y'all know that I do see you. We see you for real. We respect you.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful thing, you know, out of everything that has happened this year, you know, like I'm glad that something like that could happen because it really does give me a lot of hope, you know.
And we're a massive good thing for, I think, all of us within the scene, like the signing, the fact that I saw one baby tweet and then less than 10 seconds later, the entire timeline blew up. And I was like, yes, it took so long for us to get here. I'm 31. So like, I'm old, but not really, but I'm like, wow, this is such a big moment where I'm like, holy crap, like have this happened when I was a teenager, there would be no way I would have taken so long of like barging through the door of like, I belong here, and having you guys on the cover of AP. It's like, what the fuck? That's such a beautiful moment. And
it feels so good for us, like not even for us, but like other little girls who are, 8 years old, they're gonna have us to look at and be like, I can do that. We didn't have that, but we still like we knew when we formed the band that it was gonna be hard, right? But we're totally willing to do that so that other people don't have to do it the hard way.
And it's like it's not friends like us. Like we were like, well, like we don't see anyone like ourselves, but I don't give a fuck. I would do anything. I like that, and I'm glad we can be that person for everyone because it's so encouraging, especially for little girls, little brown girls, to see someone at that young age. It's so important.
And like you were saying, Courtney, we've gotten so many messages from people who are like, if I had you guys in high school, I would have accepted myself. And it's like heartbreaking, but it's also heartwarming that like other people won't have to go through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's honestly like, it's just an amazing thing. Cause like, yeah, I feel the same way about, how everything with my band has been, just because I've worked my ass off, just alone, pretty much writing every single song, all these lyrics and everything, just to kind of like show that it's possible for a person of color to be able to formulate a full band, write some cool music or something like that. Like if I had me whenever I was 14, I would have been a whole lot cooler. But luckily I got me at 29, so like I'm vibing, But I'm glad that I'm able to give a lot of these new, young Black kids space, like the energy and the inspiration to push themselves to be more active in this scene, or to be more active with like heavy music or pop music, rock music, whatever. I'm all across the board, but the thing is, I'm out here doing it, and that's all I want all these kids to see, to know they can do it too. Like starting from skateboarding, like I thought I was going to be something huge in skateboarding, but like I just couldn't handle constantly spraining my ankle, fracturing my wrist, doing scorpions down handrails and messing myself up. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do music, because it's always been in my family. My older brothers, my uncle, they were all rappers whenever I was a kid and stuff. Like obviously I didn't pick it up back then. If I did, I would have been cold as hell now. But I picked it up on my own. After like a few years, I listened to Linkin Park. I took that, and then I put like some other stuff together, and I just really started to like put my head down and do my hard work over the past like 6 years. And here I am, and it's cool to say that I have met kids who are like, man, I really look up to you, because you do a lot of things that like I have never seen anybody else do in this scene. Or like they're like, the way you perform, the way you express yourself and stuff, like I really respect that, because it's hard for us to accept ourselves, especially in this space. That's why I'm here. I'm glad that I was actually given a chance by everybody on my team, everybody who listened to my music, everybody who see me perform. Like I'm glad that I was given a chance, because I feel like not many of us do get that opportunity.
You know what I'm really excited about is I'm really excited about the way representation has changed, because I remember like maybe 8 years ago, Oceano was a band that really stood out, and all the memes used to go around going, is this black metal? And it's like, oh yeah, he's black, very, very funny. And they were like one of the few bands on the scene. And then I was like trying to present, and people were, I think Americans quite like the fact I was English and knew about metal. They were like, okay, so I was just weird, and that was kind of accepted. But I remember working for Alt Press and having a meeting at YouTube, and I said, why am I not growing my personal social numbers? Why am I finding it so hard? And this social expert said to me, because you've got to remember that it's not aspirational to be black. And I swear that's the day I stopped doing social media so well, because it broke my heart, because I realized that like, I was walking around like, I didn't get my dad's side. My dad's white. I didn't get his side figure wise. I got my Ugandan mum's behind and thighs and all of that stuff.
My God.
Like I was making skinny jeans really skinny. And so people didn't understand everything that I was bringing to the scene. And so even going through that, I really struggled. And so seeing bands like Meet Me at the Altar, seeing you guys grow in the way you have, in the scene that you have, you are making being black aspirational in a scene, in that kind of pop, like that pop punk scene has never had that, in my opinion. And that kind of blows my mind. And even at my cynical age, I'm like, this is exciting. This is like it's like a Black Panther moment. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. I love that. I want to say, oh, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna say about like, I think what's really cool is like, now it's not as like gatekeepy. I think with music and with Black people, like Black people aren't gatekeepers. Like we create everything, we share everything, and it's transparent. It's like, I feel like it's the white people that ride off of all these Black people.
Definitely.
And like, that's the problem, like we've always been the creators of things. And like, when we create something, when we start something, it's apparent. Everybody kind of rides off that wave, So like, yeah, I just kind of wanted to like say like, it is amazing to see like a girl band like this, because like what you guys were saying is like, yeah, you saw Paramore, and like that was what like inspired y'all to like want to make music and stuff. So it's like having something like that where like you don't have like these gatekeepers of like, we know where we're getting inspiration from, but we don't need to tell you guys because we're white, you know, like people are gonna love our band no matter what, you know, like we're gonna be inspirational no matter what. But like having, you know, all of you guys in here and like having you guys all talk about all these things is like so amazing, because I think for me, like I've never been in the music scene, but when I was like a part of like going to shows, all that stuff, like I definitely was like that whitewashed black guy, you know what I mean? And like kind of coming out of that, like I did learn what I was doing that made me whitewash, you know, like I understood like why I felt like I needed to like fit into this like circle, or like why I wanted to be like a hardcore kid, why I wanted to be straight edge. Like I understood why I wanted all those things. But like when I came out of that and I still listened to hardcore, like you couldn't really like go on my page now and be like, oh, this kid probably goes to shows and moshes, you know what I mean? But like when I'm there, it's like it's still muscle memory, you know, like I know how to watch out for stage sides, I know all that stuff. It's like it's just one of those things where again it's like, yeah, like we don't gatekeep music, we don't keep anything to ourselves like that, because like we're, you know, Black people, we love giving, we love sharing, and that's always just how we are. It's like it's intuitive, you know.
Dude, like,
and
that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, pretty much I just want to say that like I love everybody in this group, and it just reminds me that, you know, like, yeah, we aren't the gatekeepers of this. We're not like these white people that are like, you know, this music's ours and like we're whatever, you know, like all this music is about like being repressed and all this shit anyways, but it's like deep down, like why are y'all repressed?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that got me like my mind is racing now. Okay, so first off, gatekeeping, right? I'm gonna tell people in the chat, I bet you a lot of your favorite bands that talk about all the change and all of the progressive thoughts and all of the, you know, all this idyllic shit that they talk about as an alternative, I can guarantee you that these motherfuckers did not show up when it was time to be progressive, when it was time to you know, step up for your Black friend. I can tell you right now that these motherfuckers didn't show up. You know why? Because I know them. And I'm not gonna sit out here and it's hard no, you know what I'm saying, scene beef, because I go direct. I will go directly to these people. But let me tell you, do not be mystified and confused by the idea of alternative thinking or being progressive. Do not be confused by these people that tout it, that put it in front of them, that utilize it for their own benefit, and then think to yourself, oh, well, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna tell you what being progressive looks like. I'm gonna show you. Take a look at all these boxes right here. Take a look at all these people right here and look at where we are. Look at the space where we are. Look at what was just said. Look at how graciously we would love to share this with you. And we do. Look at what we're doing right now, taking time out of our day to tell you about our trauma. Look at what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing this. We don't think people are gonna be like, damn, like we think people in this chat are gonna be like, you're tripping. What are you talking about? I don't get it. We know what we're walking into. We know what we're walking into, but we are gracious and we want to talk about this because we want to share. Okay. So when you talk about gatekeeping, brother, it really isn't, it's not, we are not here to gatekeep, although we are the catalyst for a lot of what is happening. Although we are the champions, although we are the vessel for a lot of what's happening and where we get taken from, but we don't keep people out. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And if there's one thing that people take away from this tonight or today, is that we just wanted to share this, our experience, and say why we might be where we are, why it may seem the way it seems, but still express a type of love that is particularly unique to us. And then share that with people, because it's a beautiful thing. We just want to share that beauty. And I also want to say to Sophie, and I always say this, and she knows, she's heard it so many times, but it's just so important for someone in Sophie's position who has a platform where she literally could be the gatekeeper. She could put your band on the radio. She could put your band in the magazines. She could talk about your band at the award show. She could do that. She can do that. She does do that. And she takes it, it's a meritocracy, while understanding representation is important. Now, people need to understand how important that is, right? Sophie she runs concurrently with bands that deserve it and bands that should have it, right? She finds those bands and she represents them. She ain't out there talking about a band just because they black. It just so happens that a lot of these black bands are just dope.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's just statistics. Go ahead and look at the charts. Go ahead and look at music. Go ahead and look at TikTok. Go pick a dance on TikTok and tell me where it came from. Tell me where it came from.
Yeah. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So look, again, I'm not trying to make people feel some type of way or get in their feelings because we talking about Black excellence. But you know what? This is just our opportunity to share. And we just want to share it with y'all. And we want to be able to be included in these conversations so that we all can benefit from the things we have. Because of course, I got plenty of white friends and and let me go back to the first thing I said. There are plenty of other bands that are really holding it down. They really are. And I fuck with you. And you know who you are. And if you're a band that isn't, but pretends to, and you feel some type of way, that's because I was talking about you. Like that's what so you know what I'm saying? Like
stay crusty.
Yeah, I'm saying like it is what it is, man. And because I'm in a position now where like this shit ain't even about like a scene for me no more. It's not about music for me no more. If I gotta sit with my son, turn on the television and start crying because another brother has been murdered, cold-blooded, with indifference to their life, and most likely that murderer, that state-sanctioned murderer, will see no consequence or not enough consequence based on relative justice, and I'm crying next to my son, and I can't just write a song about it anymore. For me, it's not just writing a song. It's not. I have to actively participate in the thing that I see and that I want to change. So when I talk this shit, it ain't even about your music. It ain't about your band. It's about the energy that you provide within a space and the energy that you take away when you front.
Yeah, for real, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to know, like, you know, just it's just ironic, bro. Think of how much music is going to get released at the top of 2021 about the shit that happened this year.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question because, you know, as we hit December in a few weeks, which is so whatever, that's wild. So for me personally, I've been thinking about ways to make art post all of this because even before the world blew up, I've been making the work I've been making, but even more so now, it just feels so, I can't pick up a camera. I can't do it because I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm like beyond tired, but I'm also thinking of like the future of just photography, future of Black music, Black art, Black everything. And I was wondering if you guys are also thinking of your work post 2020, like what 2021 in the future holds for, I guess, Black art.
Yeah.
Big question, because I'm thinking as well.
I don't hold my breath on that one. I'll take it away.
I mean, I think that it's like this, man. I think that we found ourselves in a very, very just like a highlighted and elucidated moment for Black people throughout the whole thing, right? Like when Twitter realized that racism was real, it was on. You know what I'm saying? It was on. It was like, you know, people are like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter. Like, and I'm with it. Like, I'm with it. But listen to what I'm saying. And I say this every time. It's got to go beyond 2020. It's got to go beyond the Black person, the Black band's merch that you bought. It's got to go beyond your post. Like, it has to go beyond that because we're just going to find ourselves again back in a situation that looked a lot like 2019, that looked a lot like 2010. And then we keep going back and it looks a lot like 1955. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks a lot like 1945. You know, we keep resting on this like fleeting sense of social, justice and validation. If we could post about it, if we could read about it, if we can like it, oh, job done. Like, I liked that post. I said Black Lives Matter. I followed the hashtag. Story. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not enough for me. And look, this is, again, we take risks as Black people when we talk about these issues because it can be unpopular. It can affect our art, our finances, our friends. It can affect all these things. We take risks when we talk like this. And that's how you know this shit is worth it. And that's how you know this shit hurts so much that we are willing to throw away everything just to be seen, just to explain how much we are hurting. We're willing to throw that away. You have to at some point go, okay, maybe they're not just complaining. You have to at some point think that.
And Jason, like you said, the fact that it even is a risk in itself proves that racism is very real.
Oh yes.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I think something for me that was kind of like eye-opening was when Biden won and seeing everybody like dust off their American flag and go out and party. I was just kind of like, it was just one of those things where I'm like, y'all, like, it's cool that, you know, it's an amazing moment, but it did make me feel some type of way because it's like, okay, cool. Like, I feel like everyone that had a reason to fight for Black lives and activism feel like now they don't have to. When realistically, everybody's like, yo, we're voting for two shitty people. This person just sucks less, you know?
Yeah.
Like literally back to normal racism.
Yeah. So I kind of get what you mean with this whole like situation of like, we need to continue to fight. And I think like that's something that's really important. 2021, like I think everyone still needs to, you know, still be like, yeah, if you're sharing all this shit, like make sure you're still going out. Like you're still like, we still need to be protesting. We still need to be donating. We still need to be giving back. And like, it is amazing to like have these positions now, like these new things just because we're Black. Cause in a sense, like for me, it's given me more of a voice to understand how to operate in these situations, you know? Before I didn't really know how much money to ask for. Now that I'm getting all these like opportunities and all these jobs and shit, I'm like, this is how much I want. I know you niggas need Black people. So it's like, this is the best opportunity. This is the best opportunity to be like, this is how much I'm worth. This is what it is. If you don't need it, then like, then go like, I don't know. It's just, I think this is definitely the time to fight for it. And I think we're in a good place, kind of.
Like we got our big toe in the door.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've got big feet for a woman, and so I'm right in there. But one of the things that like I've noticed, and this is on the media side of things, because yes, people are talking about Black Lives Matter, and yes, people are posting squares, and that in itself doesn't have a direct impact. Like if I post a Black square, it's not going to save someone's life, but it does create that awareness out in the world of where people's position is. And one of the changes I saw, so like when I first tried to play, I'm not going to name any brands here because I don't want to get myself fired, because the tough thing about being in the position I am, if you're in a band, you've got your following. But for me, I've got to like bow down to these brands and get these white men essentially at the top, because it's always all white men, to accept me. And so I have to play my yes, sir, all that kind of stuff. And at one of the brands I worked for, I remember having to fight for Nova Twins so hard, and I knew it was racism and I wanted to call out racism, but I couldn't do it because I knew if I did that, my platform would get taken away and then I don't get to play bands like Nova Twins. And so I had to kind of play the game. But since Black Lives Matter, I think people's awareness and their knowledge that they have to listen has changed. So the amount of times that I've got into fights about, don't even get me started on the whole time that Phil Anselmo was going through whatever Phil Anselmo was going through. Like I have had to always be that voice in this sea of white men in these media companies. And the great thing is now instructions are starting to come at the top. They're starting to go, right, how many Black faces do we actually have? And now within rock, it's now becoming important. And I feel like that's going to lead to exposure. And what people need is to see more of our faces to realize we're just people. We've just got a bit of melanin. We're just all people. We're also outcasts. We also like wearing black. We should all just be friends. It's not that big a deal. Like, and hopefully people, I know that's me being all, yay, everything can be okay. But what's happening now is the media, a lot of people, because a lot of people have said to me, who don't work in media, yeah, but that didn't make a difference. And I can tell you now within the media, it has made a huge difference because people are checking themselves now. And a lot of them, especially in rock, are looking at their employees and going, shit, yeah, we haven't got one Black face.
Right now, it's the white man's game. We just got to play it until it's not anymore, because they're using even us as an example, they're using us as tokens,
Mm.
but it's elevating us, and that's gonna raise our platform to where other Black bands can rise as well. And it's like a necessary evil almost.
Yeah, I want to say this because I've been playing this game for a minute. I want to say to the girls and to Sophie, I don't want. Again, you can say and feel however you. I wish you didn't have to feel like you were playing a game, because the way I see it is this: I see that y'all are utilizing what you've been given. Like Sophie said earlier, you're gonna get to the door and kick it in, right? You're it's more of a balancing act, right? Or like a weight scale. You like, look, I could get fired, I could not get signed and talk all this shit playing my game and then not be able to affect more positively for Black culture, or I could utilize the thing that is the brand or getting signed and then affect more positively Black culture. So it's going like, you can either do this. You can Huey P. Newton it and have them storm in and kill you, or you can Martin it and try to, you know what I'm saying, run concurrently until you diverge and then you walk to Selma. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you can make a choice. And this is something that people can't understand that aren't in the position. You have to think about that every single day. Can you imagine the emotional labor that these women are going under, that Black people are going under just in rock music every single day? When I go like this, what's up, Black Lives Matter? Fuck you, I hate you, I can't believe it. And I go, oh shit, what do I post next? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. And that goes outside of the music. This is every single day when we make a decision within cultures that are, between all of us really, that are dominated by white faces, or the idea of whiteness. That's actually more of what it is. The idea of whiteness is dominating our culture. So I don't want you, I would hope that, you know, y'all can see it as you're not playing their game. You've actually created your own game and you're leveraging their own game against them. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Do you know what someone's just said in the comments? Stefan said, as a white person, how can I change this game? And I think even asking that question and questioning yourself like that is starting to make changes, because it means you're more open. I just wanted to say that. I
like that. And I'm gonna piggyback off of Sophie, but I'm gonna play the dark side. I like that you're asking that, but don't ask us. Ask yourself.
Facts.
Ask yourself. And I love you, whoever you are. I do love you. I know you got good intentions, and I got so much love for you, for real. But I just got done talking about emotional labor. This is what I'm talking about. Therein lies the problem. We are the ones with the boot on our neck, and they going, how do I get my boot off your neck? Not you specifically. Not you specifically, chat room person. Again, I got love for you. I'm saying this is a larger idea. But this is what I mean. Sophie is correct. You asking that question is the right thing to do. You asking us might not be exactly how you want to do it. You might want to question, take a moment to ruminate on it, understand, learn. Luckily, again, there's plenty of gracious people in this panel. I'm just saying a larger idea. I didn't mean it to call that person out. I just meant like the larger idea is that we're dealing with a lot of things and a lot of emotional labor. And so the idea is that I think that asking the question to yourself and then learning for yourself, if you really want to know, is the way to go about it. So thank you for asking the question.
I was going to say, even like as I guess a neutral piece in the two, I was going to say even just like, I guess, learning history of music. Because if you actually take the time to look in the history of music, you'll find out that everything really traces back to just Blackness, like punk music, like everything, like all of that. I feel like you guys might have already talked about this before, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But literally just tracing music back, tracing dances back, tracing almost everything you're into back will give you Black culture. You know, you get like African scream music, which is not even considered like punk, which, if you look back and like listen to some of that shit, it's literally punk, you know, the riffs, everything, like, and this is in the 60s. So it's like, we had punk bands in the 60s for sure, but I think the best way to really just understand your place in this like fight is really just do some research, you know, even if it's like simple shit, TikTok, like with TikTok dances and stuff, all that shit's like Bay Area dances, you know, like literally just look back, see who the person that created it is, and like really be like, oh, that's so cool to know that like this dude from fucking 2001 created this dance move that's now popular on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just like little things. I've been seeing a lot of like chopped and screw shit, like all these like little tiny things that are like blowing up on TikTok that people just didn't really think twice about. Now just being like, you know, if you it's hard to kind of like know even where to research this shit, but to be completely honest, like if you just think a little bit and be like, you know, it's probably from a Black person, it most likely is.
That's real.
But yeah, I guess that's my little touch to it.
No, I mean, like there's nothing wrong with like asking or looking up, you know, things to know the origin, you know, especially stuff like Bad Brains, you know. So
yeah,
you know, like for sure nobody really has a wrong answer here. It's just all just helpful, you know, answers and stuff. And you know, I really just, the fact that people are asking how can they do better, it's like, you know, like bro, like to be honest, just I don't know, buy more merch, or like, you know, like tell your friends more. Like, you know, I'm grateful for my fans who are just like, you know, like I legit am putting people onto your music every day, and I see people who are like posting it, and I seen, you know, like I'm Black, you know, so like I see motherfuckers in the studio session getting down on my shit now. So it's like, you know, that's a beautiful thing. But like, you know, for you to be able to like put your friends and family onto this stuff and then open their eyes to the fact that there are very talented individuals in the scene or the music genre that they like to listen to, like, you know, like that's cool. But I legit just don't know what to tell you to in order to like, you know, make the experience, you know, better for you. It's just being more aware. You know, I feel like living with this whole thing, going through your whole entire life and stuff, you know, as a person who has felt outcasted and stuff, you know, I really don't have the right answer to tell anyone how to accept me, you know.
And on a non-music scale, it could also start with calling out your friends and family when they make those racist jokes. When you're like, I don't really feel comfortable with that, but you stay silent because you don't want to cause any tension. Call them out, because that's where it starts. Acceptance of it is racist in itself. So it also starts with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being complicit, right? Like just kind of allowing for it to exist. Again, this is all about energy at the end of the day. If you really want to break it down, like it's just energy that we share, and we've evolved to a point where we can utilize our frontal lobes, and we are emotional about it, and we are self-serving, and there's self-preservation aspects to it. And one of the aspects of whiteness, the idea of whiteness, which was created again, which was a construct, which was designed in order to separate and disambiguate people being assimilated into religion. You know, one of this ideas, the ultimate, the cornerstone, the pillar of it is power. Is about power, right? And so when people are afraid of losing their power, they will do many things in order to preserve that power. And one of the things that the power itself has done, that the power has perpetuated and that it continues to do and to propagate, is to dehumanize and mitigate the thing that challenges it. And in a lot of times, a lot of ways, and I find this to be very ironic, and I actually wrote a paper about this in college. It's quite ironic how a type of eugenics was actually utilized for Blacks in slavery throughout history in the world. And then geographically, where Black bodies hail from, the conditions that we hail from, the genetics that come through that are throughout and within Black bodies. And then that being utilized in American culture to make super slaves, to make people to output the most productivity, and then pitting them with each other in order to literally breed more people that were stronger, faster, quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally put this together, and then all of a sudden you got somebody that's taller than you, stronger than you, faster than you. You're gonna do whatever you, in a physical sense, you're gonna do whatever you can within policy to keep that person down. And that's what continues to happen. And that's why you see so many Black faces or giant, tall, strong people on the basketball courts, on the football fields. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are just finding ourselves in a position where they see, oh, this is a good thing and we can use this to make money. You know, let's not get it twisted. Like, we're still getting used. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to remind ourselves of that too. Going back to the conversation where it was like, you know, we got to go past 2020 and we got to keep going. Like, don't get played. Back to meet me at the altar and Sophie. Let's not fall into getting played. Let's not let them convince us that we have control when we don't. And that's why ownership and representation is so important for Black people in this scene specifically. That's why we need to have our own shit. And eventually, you know, on some Ice Cube shit, we need to be able to have a contract and engagement with this scene that is ours too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that nobody else can be a part of it. We can have allies, we can have partnerships, but we need to have something that is ours too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that this idea of power is the industry, the scene, and the world in a lot of ways is afraid, at least the world I'm living in, is afraid to lose that power. So it's okay to ask for more. You know what I'm saying? When you were saying, like, I know what to ask for when I get gigs, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. That's okay to ask for more, and it's okay to create our own space. We should do that. We should do that because we ain't going to keep people out. We already said it. We ain't going to keep people out, but let us start our own shit too.
Real. Yeah, we really do need a space. And, you know, like I've been trying to, you know, get a lot of my Black artists and, you know, musician friends together and, like, you know, Discord chats and stuff, and we just chop up everything and, you know, kind of create a community like that. So we've been doing stuff like that for the past few months, ever since the George Floyd protests and everything. And it's been a real cool safe space, you know, because we got a lot of people, you know, different levels of, you know, success, you know, different levels of skill, you know, different kinds of artists. You know, it's just a collective of everybody who's just there. It's kind of like a support group. We all just talk to each other, you know, so it's an amazing thing. And if you guys want to be a part of that, I can add y'all after this. But, you know, I really do like the fact that we can create community for each other to where we can feel comfortable and elevated, and we can help each other out because, you know, a lot of us are raw artists that can, like, you know, draw up an album art or, you know, make a beat for somebody or write a dope ass song. You know, it's just amazing. You know, I love to see stuff like that coming out of this scene. You know, I really hope that next year, once everything or whenever everything gets lifted up, you know, we really can squad the fuck out and, like, you know, just be on that shit, because that's what everybody needs to experience. Like, yes, we are a community, we are a scene and everything, but, like, you know, just watch what we do. You know, right. just watch what we do whenever it's time, because we got a lot of shit cooking up, you know. It's just cool, you know.
I love that. And stop asking, like, I think that we don't have to feel like we need to acquiesce. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to assimilate ourselves into something that doesn't look or feel like us. That's how we've been made to feel for so long, right? We feel like we have to sound like this or look like this so we can get signed, so we can get in the door, so we can get on the magazine. Like, that, again, it's necessity. This is Black culture. This is what we are. We are a result of necessity. It's not like we came out the womb being like, hey, we don't fuck with nobody but Black people. We didn't come out like that. We wasn't like, hell no, we didn't fuck with nobody. Literally, it was a product and a result of seeing that we actually, we just aren't included in a lot of things. So when people trip, I always talk about this with the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense was created literally as a result of plunder and racist systemic policy and violence and brutalizing of Black bodies, right? The Black Panther Party wasn't created because they wanted to go out and destroy anything that wasn't Black. It was to preserve Blackness. It was to preserve brown Black bodies. Like, that's what it was created to do. And people get it twisted. And when I talk about power again, power will always make sure to influence the population against the thing that's challenging it. So when we look crazy for talking about it, that's because the power has already gotten a jump on us and made everybody think that anytime we talk about this, we're supposed to look crazy. But we're not crazy. We are just like normal ass people that want to, you know what I'm saying, rock and roll on stage or do the damn thing like everyone else. But we've been forced to create our own little scene and community and culture. And so when we, and then you want to get mad at us for that? It's just crazy. What can we have? What can we have? Like, it's crazy.
Thanks.
So anyway, I feel it. We should do a mixtape. Fuck it.
Bro, no, like you have no idea. Like I was plotting, I was scheming on some real hard shit this summer, and like I can't even drop the project name in here because like it's just so undeniably hard. Like, oh man, whenever I get stuff ready, like I gotta show you because it's just like it's what we need, bro. Like, you know, like I want it to be like a alternative heavy, you know, scene Wu-Tang. If
Hell
you
yeah.
You know, you got people all kinds everywhere, you know, like, but it's just like, it's just a crew, you know, we drop a tape and everybody's got like a part on it and stuff. Yeah. Everybody can talk about their stress, you know, their sorrows, their worries, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's just kind of like something cool for our scene and everything. I feel like we just need something like that because, bro, I've never seen anything for Black people in this.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, boy.
Can you make a group called Hard R?
No, why did you drop it?
you said hard group and mixtape, and the first thing that came up was Hard R.
No, I mean, yeah, I've been working on it for like 2 years now, but like this year just really amplified me, and I was like, I really need to do something, you know, just because I can't do anything. My band's gear is still in Germany, you know, so like we're just kind of SOL. So I was like, you know, I'm kind of bored, you know, just want to do something cool. It's been interesting.
Hell yeah.
Well, this was a wonderful conversation, and it went directly the opposite of what I thought it would be going, but very cathartic, very good. I mean, not a bad thing. It's more like I'm a Virgo, so I had everything kind of like pinpoint out, and we're going to talk about this, and that, and we did not. And I love where it went instead because it's way better than that. Any last words you guys want to throw out to the viewers and the future viewers for streaming it later?
Listen to Unity TX. Listen to Meet Me at the Altar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, fuck, man. Like Jay said, it's like, the easiest thing to do is stream a song. It's to buy a shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's to click on something. It's to shout someone out. That's the easiest. See, now I'm going against like when I said, don't ask me what to do if you want to like, but for real, like that is, it can be that simple to begin your support of the thing that most likely is the source of your favorite thing. You know what I'm saying? Black culture is probably the source of like your favorite music, your favorite dance, your favorite artist, your favorite, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the result. So I think don't be afraid of what people are going to say when you say you appreciate Black people. Don't be afraid of what they say. Say that shit if you mean it, and know that we appreciate it too.
I just want to say that if you're in this chat because you relate to all of us, it's okay to be Black and love what you love. It's okay. They're going to tell you that it's not okay, but it is.
See, y'all thought y'all wasn't going to go to church today. Well, yeah, you in this bitch now. It's amazing. It's amazing. I really do appreciate this whole entire thing. Everybody's amazing. You know, like, everybody who is on here, I love each and every one of y'all. You know, thank you for being part of this with me. You know, Jason, I've, you know, been a fan of you for years. You know, I messaged you on Tumblr about shit, you know, back in the day, bro. Like, you know, like I've been here, you know. Yeah. Sophie, I just met you, but I appreciate you for writing about us and everything. Wetter, bro, you're cool as hell. I've been looking through your Instagram, bro. You're hype. It's just crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I just want to like be able to acknowledge everybody's presence and stuff, you know, because like I really do appreciate the fact that there are people like me within this scene who, you know, share the same, you know, if not the same, but, you know, similar backgrounds and stuff. Meet Me at the Altar, like, you know, y'all too, like, y'all know how it feels being a small band getting signed and then like just you know, it's like, you know, obviously my band's not anywhere where y'all are, but whenever we do get there, me and bro gonna be like, yeah. But yeah, I just, you know, just show y'all some love. This is what it's really about, and this makes my heart warm. This makes my day, my week, everything better for me right now.
Can I show something real quick? Can I show? This is someone texting me right here about Unity right here. Where's it at? Look. You know that band? Can you all see that? You know that band Unity TX right there? Say that?
Yes.
Yup. I fuck with them. Okay. With me, boy. I've been here. Stop playing with me for real.
Hey, home gang shit.
And wait, one more thing. I swear, because I'm just trying to keep it really real so people know I'm not playing. Damn it! I got the text with the girls from Meet Me at the Altar.
We got it too.
Okay.
Hey, we're gonna have to start a group text after this.
Really,
So
I'm saying
crazy.
Anyway, the girls got signed. I reached out and was like, I see you. Y'all are some queens. So we're not out here just like saying shit. Like we really do fuck with each other. Like we actually give a fuck about each other. So anyway, I just want to show those texts. I love y'all. Go ahead, Sophie. I know I jumped in. I'm sorry.
No, you go. So all I was gonna say, right? Just two things that have just really been grating with me recently, and I just want to get them off my chest because this is like therapy right now. I'm in a safe space. Number one is that because there's been a lot of talk of a certain band in the chat, and I just want to say that if someone's black, they can be racist too, and that doesn't make them right. Just gonna say that. And it's very sad. It's internalized racism. It happens. It's part of colonialism, and we're the Brits. It's our fault. So I'm just going to throw that out there. We did this shit. And the second thing is that, and I keep saying this to you, and I want to make a promise to everyone here, to everyone watching, that everywhere I work, everywhere I go in, I've been saying the same message. Unless rock diversifies, it's going to die. It's going to go the same route of other genres of music that have just disappeared, because what needs to happen is we need diversity. We need it to evolve. We can't keep playing fucking Motley Crue. Like,
you need the N-word in rock music.
Yes.
I don't say that word. You know, I've never said that word.
Hey, really? respect.
I've never said that. The first person who ever said that word to me was Jason, and I went, okay, we don't say that here in the UK. We're like to make everyone tea and forget that happened. Yeah, so no, that's the thing that Americans say. We say less in the UK, I don't know. But yeah, unless rock diversifies, this scene is going to die. So right now, and I know there's going to be people who are going to hate me saying this, the people here are the ones who are going to evolve this scene and keep this scene alive. And if they stop us, this scene is going to die and just get absorbed by pop. And that is the way it is. So I want to say thank you to everyone here for fighting, because I know that everyone here has fought way harder than their peers to be exactly where they're sat right now. And that is inspiring.
And I just want to say, ain't nobody stopping us. I'm going to leave it there.
Ain't stop. Won't stop. Yeah, for real. We here to change the game. And I know that Meet Me at the Altar will. I know Fever will. Jason's been changing the game for years. You know, I'm here to make my mark, and I'm here to put hip hop on the map for these metal kids. So, you know, I really believe that within the next like year or two that this shit's not going to be the same, you know. Just give it a little time, you know. I already know the new shit I got coming is gonna be something already changing, you know. So you know, just
you know something I said to my boss, and feel free to say this to someone if they ever come up against you. Why is when a white man raps, Fred Durst, why is that new metal? But when a black man raps, that's hip hop.
Facts.
Trap metal.
They say trap metal. Get on my face for that shit,
bro. I legit
why.
Like I've never felt like trap metal was ever a part of my vocabulary. I just
hell no. Hell no.
Like if you go back to hip hop, it's raw instruments anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it got popular. Look, I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan, but you know what I'm saying? Like it took like some you know what I'm saying, some like Jewish dudes from the East Coast to make it like bring it into, you know what I'm saying, bring it to like the masses like that. Playing, they was a punk band. This is what I'm saying. They made Heart Attack Man. Like that band made Heart Attack Man. They was a punk band playing, and then they was like, whoa, we fuck with this culture, and respectfully too. They did respect it. It was cool. But that's when, because it got put in whiteface, motherfuckers are like, yeah, I like hip hop. It's just crazy, man. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I think that we should be, again, I feel okay at this point in my life to go into a magazine or a show or a panel and be like, hip hop is my first love. Like, in saying that, like in an emo night panel, I'm like, no, like my first love is hip hop, R&B, and funk. Like, that's the first thing that's what came to me first. It's what spoke to me. And that's my first thing. My whole life in this scene has been like trying to remind myself of my first love while playing some rock shit. And that's my goal. And that's what I think that we are allowed to, you know why we're allowed to do it? Because we fucking started it. Because we are it. Because it's authentic. And again, as we made, hip hop was created as a result of necessity. And it's just like, I'm gonna keep going back to that point. We will continue to create, whether you let us in or not. If y'all want to go ahead and die a slow, painful, sterile, vanilla death, that's cool. No, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Because we going to go over here and we going to mix it up. We going to be on some Neapolitan. You know what I'm saying? We going to fry that shit. We going to go ahead and have a dance to it. You know what I'm saying? Our hair going to look crazy while we do it. Like, we are going to do that. And we're happy to share it with y'all. We're offering a space right now so that we can all enjoy it. So either way, we're going to do it. And I know y'all are going to, everyone on this, I already know y'all are going to do it. So it ain't some divination or future telling. We know we're going to do it. But we would like everybody to be involved because we gracious.
Gracious, baby. They ain't no other way. Yeah. I mean, for real, everything Jason's saying right now, like, it's facts, big facts. And, you know, I couldn't have said it any better. Honestly, I probably couldn't have said it. This motherfucker knows everything. But, like, honestly, like, for real, though, like, like, you're speaking facts, bro. I really appreciate everything you say. And, you know, even for me, you know, I may be at this level and stuff, but there still are parts of me in this scene that, you know, like, I have been insecure about that I still have yet to accept, you know, so this is good for me.
That's amazing.
May I clarify one thing I said earlier, because I realized it might have come out wrong. When I said black people can be racist too, I don't mean against white people, because that's not a thing. What I meant was internalized racism, because in the chat, everyone was talking about...
The chat was clapping.
Should I say the name? I don't know if I should say the name. Everyone was talking about a certain artist.
Who is it?
Pardon? Tommy Vexed. They were all talking about Tommy Vexed.
I thought that's who you were talking about.
And I just thought I'd say, you know, that's what I was saying when I said black people can be racist too. It can be internalized. That's all I meant. I wasn't saying against white people, because that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I mean, I feel like Tommy, actually, to be 100, because I met Tommy before everything. I feel like his position in this is a unique one. And I would actually I would encourage Emo Night to reach out to him. And I would actually be interested in having a panel with Tommy, to be completely honest.
Oh my God, please.
I would. And I'm going to say it publicly, because I met dude, and he's from my side of the board. You know what I'm saying? He's from the white mom, who's right there, actually, white mom, black dad, you know what I'm saying, like, situation. And we kind of linked on that first at a radio station. And, you know, we linked on some, like, so for me and him, it's actually a unique situation, because I was like, oh, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? The head nod, you know. But then recently, we actually have some extreme cultural dissonance right now, like with what I think. And so I would be, I'm gonna say this publicly. I would love to have a panel with Tommy and discuss these things. I think that's another thing we need to do. All of us, we need to hold each other accountable. Not all our skin folk are our kinfolk. You know, like our RTA over here in LA just got dropped, and that's a sister who prosecuted and leaned into racist policy against black people throughout LA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that Tommy is this person. I'm saying that he holds a different idea as a black person in this scene. And I think he should get some representation too. And we can talk about it in front of, you know what I'm saying? And have that discussion. I think we need to have those type of discussions.
You know, that would be interesting just to see. I don't know if I would be involved, but
I just want to bring popcorn and put myself
I'm gonna
on
be
mute.
in the chat though. But like, yeah, for real. Cause I mean, like, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, fuck you, you know, you're not part of us, you're not really with us or whatever, you know, because you spewing all this bullshit. But it's like, you know what? See where dude comes from, you know? See what he got to say.
It's the whole system's fault that he feels that way.
Facts. Facts. And and if we feel he in the sunken place, we better get his ass out. At least try.
Let the man have a revelation.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's also just like feeling like you don't have a place to speak, you know, especially being mixed, you know, you do have like the racial ambiguity, like balance of, am I more of this or am I more of that? Right. And then you do get like the exclusion for some people being like, with colorism, you know, a lot of people are like, well, if you're light skinned, you know, kind of stay out of this.
Right.
But realistically, it's like, you can't quiet someone's blackness, you know, if you're black, you're black. Like you can't just let someone like stay out of it because they're a lighter skin, but also know your place when speaking up to other black people, you know, like don't try to talk over a black person because they said like no light skins or something, you know, but also like still understand that you do have like a place to speak about something. And like when you talk about these situations with people, it's not like we're not trying to like push you down. We're just trying to like understand where you're coming from and like really make sure that like what you're dealing with and what you're going through is like being heard, you know.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that like I know that through my journey in rock, I did better and got more jobs if I straightened my hair because I present more white. Like and I had the benefit of being able to do that. So I understand colorism as part of that. But from what Jason was saying, and might be oversharing. I know we were supposed to say goodbye and then I just opened this shit up. But
I love it.
I know that like I had the black side of my family was quite difficult. And I grew up in I wasn't really accepted because in Uganda it was like, who is this? She's coming from the UK. They spoil them over there. How people form, you know? And so it was very much like that. There was a real thing about being light skinned. And so then when I grew up in the UK, because I lived in both Uganda and England, but with my white family, they were always really loving towards me. And that can really mess with a child's head. If you're growing up with bad messages coming from one color, good messages coming. And then I used to go out to hip hop clubs and it'd be like, who's this girl? She thinks she's all that. I'm going to slash her face. Like, and get girls trying to like cut me and stuff. And so you do get to a point where you can be like, I was never in the place where Tommy was in, but I was in a place where I had to go through a recovery stage of my blackness and understand it apart from my family, and most of my people around me were white, so I had to find my blackness on my own, and that's a hard job. And I'm not defending him in any shape or form, but I think it's something that does need to be spoken about because when you have those two messages coming from your parents, it can really mess with your head, and I feel like that's where there's obviously something gone on there.
Yeah. And I promise this is the last thing I'm gonna say. In that moment with an ambassador of Black culture in rock music, these people that thought it was okay to be racist, whether implicitly or explicitly, are now getting validated by someone who looks like the person they are oppressing, right? So they're now getting validated. And I'm not saying that Tommy is doing that. Again, I'm not going to say his name anymore because I don't want to say him until we're talking together, seriously, like on some G shit. I'm not going to talk about no person that isn't here. But in that situation, in a situation like that, right, you have people that are representing a swath of people within a scene or within a situation. You have someone who's actually could be considered to be siding with the oppressor. So now the oppressor can utilize that as further validation. Like when you like the same thing as being like, no, I can say that because I got Black friends. It's the same mentality. I can say this wild shit, this racist, this problematic shit because I got a Black friend, so I can't be racist. So like we have that too. We have that in this scene. That's why I went so far. I leaned so far into my blackness and said in the first Let Live album that got signed, I said nigga. Like I said that. I said I'm proud. I said that. You know, I went there and people was like, first and foremost, you're Persian. You know what I'm saying? Like people, you know what I'm saying? Like people went there with me, you know, and that's okay. I understand that. But the whole point for me was seeing that we were so underrepresented and we were so challenged by the idea that we had to look like our oppressor, that we had to appease our oppressor. We got so confused that I went the whole other side and said, I'm proud of this dark skin. I'm proud of my hair. I'm proud of my culture. And I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to do it well. I think that we need to pay attention to that too. And again, a situation like, you know, Tommy, like that, I think that we should have spaces to have that conversation as well. And we should discuss and see, because I don't know why he would say that, because I haven't asked him like that. And I've been asked that question so many times because some people knew that we had met a couple times. I don't know why. So I'm not going to sit here and hypothesize and make him look any type of way, because right now he's still my brother. Like I don't know why. I'm not going to sit here and talk like that. So I don't know, but I would be interested to have that. And I'll publicly say that I'd be interested to have that conversation.
Sure. Yeah. Stop co-signing anti-blackness as a black person is all I think it needs to be.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye syndrome. Let's get Kanye back to late registration. Let's bring late registration Kanye back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like facts. Let's not do things that we know are counterintuitive and problematic and degenerative to what we know we need to do for us. For us. You know what I'm saying? Money, different things can change the way people look at the world, but at the end of the day, I can't take this face off. You know what I'm saying? I can straighten my hair all I want, but it doesn't change the fact that my nose is wide and my lips are big. And you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't change that. And these are things that have been attributed to the culture, and I love them. I love those things. I'm not scared. I'm not sad about them things no more. I love them things. And like Sophie said, there's such a heavy weight on what it means to acquiesce, to succeed, that we can trick ourselves, our beautiful black minds, we can trick them into believing that we're not enough, that we need to look like something else in order to get it. But that's not the truth. That is not true.
Power.
That's it. That's
motherfucking powerful, bro.
I just thank y'all so much. I got so much love for y'all, and we will do something. We all need to reach out, all of us, for real. All of us. We're gonna have Wetta's gonna model it, Sophie's gonna present it, Corny's gonna photograph it, and we'll do some music. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's what I'm dead serious. Like it's funny, but literally someone's gonna come back to this conversation and be like, wait a minute, Jason said that and it happened. That's what we need to do. We need to really do it. So we're gonna do it.
That's the power of the community, bro. That's exactly what I be on though. You know, it's just like, you know, we really need to do this for the greater good. So shit gonna get done. I mean, we just gotta formulate, got plot, real G's moving silence like lasagna. I mean, so you know, we're gonna keep it going. I'm definitely gonna DM y'all after this.
Love it.
Oh heck yeah.
We need to bring over those Kenyan bands.
Yo,
the metal scene in Africa is hot. And those guys dress in leather and they're in like, I don't know what it is in American measurements, but in the UK we'd call it 40 degrees. They're in
that's like 100 degrees, yeah, like 890 something. That's fine. That's facts. You girl, you go ahead, you reach out, tell them we got the scene, put them in a magazine, put them on game, and we'll bring them on over. You know what I'm saying? Tell them 333 Records crew is looking for a Kenyan band. Straight up.
That's it.
Let's go. Yes. Let's go, for real. Well, y'all, I got to take him to his daycare, but I got so much love for everybody on this thing in a very real way. And I'm going to go ahead and say this and get soft canceled. The first and foremost thing, I could have looked at y'all on this panel not knowing any of y'all. I would have had a love for you because you black. Because you are black. Because you are beautiful. And because I understand where you come from, no matter whether you wanted to or not. This world put you in that position. And I love you for making it here today. I love you for being here today and the fact that you were able to get here. I love you.
I love you, Jason.
Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
everyone, for
Love
being
all
on
of
this.
you.
Good chat. Good chat.
Hell yeah.
Y'all have a good day. Everybody in the chat too. Y'all have a fucking fantastic day.
Yes, yes.
Hell
Get
yeah.
some music in your life. Put on some music. You know, Fever, Unity. You know, meet me at the altar. You know, go check out some photos. You know, everybody's got Instagrams and stuff. You know, get to know us. You know, we're not bad people.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, when it's done, baby. Okay. Hi, y'all.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Peace.